Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw how the entire Mula Bala of Ravana was eliminated by Sri Ramachandra. One single Sri Ramachandra eliminated like 2 lakh foot soldiers, 18,000 elephants, 14,000 horse mounted warriors, 18,000 warriors mounted on the elephants, and 10,000 warriors mounted on the Maharathas. All of them were killed by Sri Ramachandra in just like 3 hours. After listening to this, Ravana dons the armor and he says to everyone, I am today going to take revenge for the death of Prahasta, Trisira, Khara, Kumbhakarna, and everyone. I am starting for the war, and O ministers, you also start along with me for the war. Mahodara, Mahapaarsva, Virupaksha, all these people, they start quickly along with Ravana, and as they are going out, they will see a lot of bad omens. He'll have that sensation on his left hand, left eye, they'll twitch, and at the same time, there'll be an eagle that will come and sit on his dhwaja as he's leaving. There'll be blood that comes from the skies. In spite of all these bad omens, since he has decided that he would go and fight, Ravana would now begin, and he goes through the northern gate. The northern gate is the place where Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmana are there with the army. So he wanted to engage directly with them in that war. The way he starts off the fight, everyone who is not even engaging with him, who is in the direction of Ravana, all those Vanaras will start losing their lives, or they'll start taking their last breath. Ravana will start eliminating the Vanara army like anything. He'll make very quick work of a lot of Vanaras. At this particular point of time, Sugriva looks at the destruction that is being done, and he quickly wants to raise the morale of his own army, and he wants to save his army. He is the king, right? So he quickly asks Sushena to guard Sugriva's army, and then he jumps and goes on to the Rakshasa army, and he starts creating an equal destruction there, where a lot of Rakshasas are being killed. As Sugriva does that, Virupaksha, who is one of the Amatyas or one of the ministers of Ravana who rode along with Ravana out, he looks at it, he realizes that he has to go and stop Sugriva. So he comes there, he's on a big elephant, and he starts showering arrows on the Vanaras so that Sugriva would stop killing the other Rakshasas and would come and start engaging with him. And that eventually happens. So Virupaksha and Sugriva start having a fight. Virupaksha starts using a lot of arrows on Sugriva. Sugriva brings in a lot of boulders, trees, and all. Virupaksha keeps cutting them. Sugriva, he tries desperately to have the upper hand, and that doesn't work. And when Virupaksha is slightly, on the back foot, Sugriva takes a full advantage, goes and kills the elephants on which Virupaksha is there. Virupaksha's elephant now, and with the death of his elephant, Virupaksha is forced to come down, and their one-on-one battle starts. Virupaksha and Sugriva, they have a huge battle, and Virupaksha keeps hitting Sugriva. At times, Sugriva becomes unconscious for a moment. There is a momentary silence on his side, but as the Rakshasa comes to take the advantage of that, Sugriva comes back and he hits. As the fight keeps going on, at one point of time, Sugriva with his might hits Virupaksha on his head, and with that, blood comes oozing out of all the holes on the face for Virupaksha, and Virupaksha dies there. Once Virupaksha dies, another general, Mahodara, he quickly goes and starts fighting with Sugriva. Again, Sugriva and Mahodara have a huge fight, like the way it happened with Virupaksha. The fight finally comes down to a hand-to-hand fight between Mahodara and Sugriva. Mahodara comes out, he takes out a sword and a shield and starts fighting Sugriva. Sugriva also takes a sword and a shield. And as they keep fighting, Mahodara lands very big blows, very nice blows on Sugriva. Sugriva is adept at escaping them. Initially, it seems as if Mahodara is having a great advantage to begin with, but then that advantage will soon dissipate. Sugriva will start showing how good of a swordsman he is also. And finally, as Mahodara is going on to the back foot, and when he's on the back foot, he gets distracted, and Sugriva takes the full advantage of the distraction, and with his sword, he cuts Mahodara's head, separates the head from the rest of the body. That's how Mahodara meets his death. And then Mahapaarsva, he comes and attacks the Vanarasena. Angada engages Mahapaarsva. They both have a great fight. Angada keeps throwing boulders, he keeps throwing maces, he keeps throwing trees. He does everything to stop Mahapaarsva, but no, that doesn't work out. Mahapaarsva keeps cutting all of them, and finally it comes down to a point where they both again engage in a hand-to-hand fight, and they both keep hitting each other with maces. This Mahapaarsva, he even throws axes and all on Angada. Angada is very deft. He keeps saving himself. He keeps escaping from those blows, and he keeps waiting for the time where he can get closer to that Rakshasa. He finally gets a chance where he gets closer to the Rakshasa, and at that particular point of time, he hits him on the Vakshasthala or on the chest, and he hits him at a point where the nerve that goes from the heart to the upper parts of the body, like neck, head, and all, he hits on that particular nerve, and that one shot ensures that Mahapaarsva breathes his last. So, with his Amatyas getting killed, now Ravana is agitated, and now he decides to engage himself with Sri Ramachandra in the battle. Now, how does he do that? Can he do that very easily? What are the problems that he's going to face? All that with the infinite grace of Sri Ramachandra, we shall try to see them in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niravayah, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, sarvam sudhi sahasvara swam charanarvinda arpanamastu. Swasti. Jai Shri Ram.